Hey, I'm Kyle, and I've been tagged. So my selective attention partner and real life partner, Jackie, went and tagged me, adopted me, voluntold me. What do you call this? You initiated? Is it part of a club? You tag?
Tagged by Jackie.
I was tagged by Jackie. I guess tagged. I guess that's how we're saying it. I feel like there was like a special word that I'm missing out on, but that's fine. Whatever. Okay. To answer these 40 questions, so I'm gonna. Here we go. Number 1, blue cheese or ranch. I don't really fuck with ranch, and I think that from a young age it kind of grossed me out. I guess for me it was like a Pacific Northwest thing where like all my friends started putting ranch on their pizza, and it really like bummed me out. I saw it and it just got a little too weird. So I'm gonna mess with blue cheese all day, every day. Coke. My grandma was big into Coke. She actually had all sorts of memorabilia. She used to collect that shit. So it was kind of like drilled into me at a very young age. Like, we're a Coke family, and if you stray and you go Pepsi, then you're basically gonna be, not a part of our circle anymore. With what? I mean, we're talking romantically, yeah. Like, Jackie. I've been with Jackie for 14 years? Sure, she says. Whiskey, tequila, or vodka. Whiskey all the time. Yeah, I likes my alcohol brown. If I'm mixing with like grapefruit juice or something, which doesn't really happen, or making a margarita, like, yeah, I guess the other shit. But we've got like over 60 different bottles of bourbon, so that's my jam right there. Hot dogs could be like a blank canvas, which is pretty dope. You can put all sorts of shit on there, like, relish, mustard, grilled onions, and like there's different types of wieners. What?
I missed hot dogs or hamburgers. I didn't do it.
You skipped it?
I skipped it.
Oh no.
Hamburgers.
Hamburgers. I think I'm actually with her. There was a place up north called Slow Burger. Slow Bar is still a thing, but Slow Burger was just like the burger joint. The Slow Burger at Slow Bar was so effing good that they decided to open up their own restaurant, and I sincerely ate there probably like 4 times a week when we lived up in the Pacific Northwest. I don't do the favorite thing. That's whack. There's so much good cuisine out there that to pick one thing is kind of ridiculous. I couldn't even tell you. Like, I think it would just be like a hillock of all sorts of shit. You got like Mediterranean on top of Indian, on top of Italian, on top of Szechuan, on top of Mexican. But oh no, I fucked up. Yeah, so okay, my mom's fry bread. I think like death row, like if I'm gonna have one last thing to eat, it's probably Indian tacos with my mom's fry bread. What do you drink in the morning? Coffee, black. It used to be kombucha, but then the stuff that I get, there's a bunch of sugar in it. So I stayed away from coffee for a long time because I used to drink way too much of it, but now I'm getting back into it. So yeah, coffee, black. That's actually a goal of mine. I'm not gonna get too far into it, but that's something that I was talking to a friend of mine, the other day about certain goals that I want, and 100 push-ups is a goal that I have for the next couple weeks or so. I did 50 the other day, and I felt pretty good about myself after that. So I'll get there soon. I mean, I'd say autumn, fall. It seems pretty basic because when people think of fall, they think of like, sleeveless vests and like Uggs and like walking around the pumpkin patch with your spiced latte and shit. But like, I really like I like the air, I like the smells, I like seeing dead trees. It sounds kind of like fucked up and morbid, but that's pretty rad. I think since we've moved to Southern California, I really come to appreciate winter. I love winter. I love snow. Yeah, I'm gonna roll with winter. Let's go with winter. It would probably be fishing. I love fishing. It would just be me and a thing of coffee and a pole and some lures, and I'd fish for, salmonoids and just like be one with myself and nature, and I miss that a lot. Shoulder to wrist, thigh to ankle, chest. Yeah, I got a couple. I got to the point where people ask me like, how many tattoos do you have? And like, I don't know, man. Like, they all kind of bleed together. And I think the thing about having tattoos is like, just because I have them doesn't mean I want to talk about them. And because I have them doesn't mean that I necessarily want to talk about yours either. Number 12, do you wear glasses? Moving on. Yeah, claustrophobia and heights. Those suck. I remember when I was 18, I used to work at Guitar Center, and a couple of dudes in the warehouse actually locked me in a road case for like an hour and a half, and I lost my shit. It was like being buried alive. And I think that's where the claustrophobia comes from, because I don't really recall having it prior to that. But now when I watch a movie with like caves or really tight spaces, it messes me up something fierce. I did growing up. I had a couple. In high school it was Snatchmo, and for like most of my life it was Kylo, Kailo. My grandfather was Hawaiian, and once I got older, like not really. When I taught, kids used to just call me Aldrich, which is my last name, so not a big stretch there. No, if you want to give me one, that'd be cool. I mean, a nice one. I don't really mess with candy that often. I mean, if it's around, I eat it, but I guess Reese's Peanut Butter Cups are pretty awesome. I like sour stuff, but I don't like actively go out. I had a conversation the other day about how when you're younger, like candy is life. Like I used to get paid like $2 to like walk this dog every day, and I'd blow it at the 7-Eleven on Slurpees, candy bars, and like Mortal Kombat. And that was a pretty good time in my life. I want to go back to that. Let's all go back to that. This is just, I mean, are any of us really happy? Slurpees, candy, Mortal Kombat. It sounds pretty perfect to me. I guess like on a nerd scientific level, like we all go somewhere. I mean, literally like atoms and shit. So like when you do die, your essence is still around. So, I mean, in that sense, sure. But do I believe like things are like walking around my apartment, like knocking stuff off of counters? Nah. That's a really weird question, because by definition, it's like loss of like stature, prosperity, or something like that. So I guess like my perfectionism would probably fall under that category. I can't just do something. I have to do it to like 110%. Rain's dope. Just right now, it's just the ears. But when I was 19, I looked like I fell into a tackle box. So these were gauged out. They were big enough to like fit I think like my index finger through. I used to like put cigarettes through them in parties and stuff like that. I had my nose pierced. I had my lip pierced, and I had this pierced. What is that? A Monroe? Yeah. And I still have the scars, but yeah, no more. That's a young person's game, I feel. I'm 36. Fries. Always fries. Fries. Fuck no. I'm a pretty selfish person. I like my independence. And I like actually spending time with my partner too. I don't want to have another being introduced into that dynamic. Like our cat's one thing, but a whole nother human that I have to take care of. Plus, I feel like I would just fuck that up hard. And I don't really do favorites. I like black. I wear a lot of black. I mean, pink's dope. Purple's cool too, as is green. But I like colors. Colors are cool. I mean, that's definitely debatable. When I was younger, I was in several bands actually. Well, two of them I was the lead singer of, so I'm good enough for punk rock and maybe a little rockabilly. No, I'm not gonna link to my band's Reverb Nation website, which actually still does exist. Not out. It was strange. I can actually do the in, but out, no. And I can't do the finger thing. I've always wanted to do that. People that can do that, like that's, I don't know, I feel like that's peak cool, man. San Diego. I was born in San Diego, California. Moved to Portland when I was 12 or 13, something like that, after spending a year in Washington. And then now I'm back in Southern California. Never thought I would be back here, but here we are. Can confirm. I've got a sister and a brother, and they're super rad. Word. Yeah, I can cook. I really enjoy cooking. When it comes to cooking, I can't bake. Baking sucks. Well, I suck at it, and I think it's because it's so precise. But with cooking, it's like more, I don't know, it's kind of like expressionistic and like kind of how I'm feeling. Like, not to say that like if I'm having a bad day, like I make like hate burgers or something like that, but I can kind of like feel how something's panning out with taste, so I can add this or well, I can't really subtract, but I can add this or leave it here longer or do something different. So that's super fun to me. It's kind of like being a chemist, but not having to know science. Not in the traditional sense of the word of like worshiping a supernatural being that has dominion over everything. I think it was because I was raised in a pretty religious household. I read 2 books that really made me turn away from religion. One of them was When Religion Becomes Evil by Charles Kimball, and the other one was Exotic Zoology by Willie Ley. I really recommend both of those books. But after reading them, I just sort of kind of saw religion for what it was, organized religion anyways, and how it's used to influence people and control, and that was not very appealing to me. I believe in being a good person and, you know, being kind to your fellow man and taking care of each other and nature and, you know, just being a decent human being. But I don't think I need to be influenced by a religion in order to do that. Shower. Although I take freezing cold showers, I don't turn the water to hot at all, which sounds pretty unappealing to a lot of people, but it's nice. It actually wakes you the hell up. And there's a sense of accomplishment there when you've spent like 5 minutes like freezing your ass off and kind of doing something that you don't necessarily even want to do. Gets you up, gets you going. Well, it kind of depends, I suppose. The older you get, the more I feel like you're inclined to like live in the country. I liked living in the city. When we lived in Portland, I would literally walk. I taught at 3 different colleges and all of them were on the same street in downtown Portland. I could hit this place, this place, this place. And so that was great. And then, you know, all the stuff that you would ever need is downtown. So the convenience of it is awesome if you're down with that lifestyle. But the older I get, the less I want to hang around people. So I'm more inclined to say country these days. Maybe I'd like to say yes. I'm super loyal, but a lot of my motivation is selfish when it comes to friendships, so I'm working on it. I have vague memories of breaking a bone when I was a child, an arm, but I don't know if they're real or not. So I'm gonna say maybe? Well, we got 2. We got one in the living room and one in the bedroom. I'm not a fan of the one in the bedroom. I'm not gonna get into physical. I'm not ready to talk about that right now, but emotional, it was probably when we had to put down our cat a couple years ago. He was rad, he was our best friend. And that took a really big emotional toll on both of us. That was rough. I like 2/3 of camping. I like the time that I'm not freezing my ass off in a sleeping bag on the ground. Everything else is awesome. Bloody Marys, kick-ass lounge chairs, fishing, smelling like campfire. That's good, that's the good stuff. Freeze my ass off, not so much. When I was younger, it was like be a Ninja Turtle or something. And then like fame and fortune, and then who knows, something else, probably like fiscal like stability. But now I'm really focusing on both physical and mental health. Like that's my desire is to be strong in both of those capacities, and I'm getting there. No, I could 2-step, but that's about it. I don't think that's even a question. I don't like the microwave. I hate it, actually. I mean, it's fine if you need to like defrost something super quickly, but if I had my way, I would throw it out and take a baseball bat to it, Office Space style. All right, lastly, apparently I gotta tag some people. Everybody I know probably wouldn't be into like sitting down and answering 40 questions about themselves, with a few exceptions. So I suppose my sister, Jess, I'm gonna tag you on this shit because I know you're down for lists and those sorts of things, and I'd be really interested to see what you say. And also, I think I'm gonna tag Herbert Slops because I'd be really interested to see how that guy answers these questions. Anyhow, thanks for watching and indulging me in this display of narcissism. Did anybody ask? No, but here I am. That's what the internet's for, right? Yep. This is me. If you're bored and you want to see more videos, we got a couple of those on our channel. But in the meantime, if you want to follow us on Instagram at We Have Selective Attention, and give me some comments. I want to know about some of the more contentious questions like fries versus onion rings. Let's start a war. Anyhow, bye. Mwah.